Hello, folks. Welcome back to the Redeemed Marriage Podcast. Rusty and Heather Bryant. And let's jump in. I mean, people don't really want to hear all of our him-hawing around.
Care.
They just are like, what do you got for me today?
Has anybody ever told you that?
Well,
that
now here we go.
Okay, sorry.
Now we go him-hawing.
Well, we have a date.
Wait.
We have a date for the wedding.
Now you really are him-hawing around.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying that is what has spurred this series.
Okay.
And I'm so excited because that's our latest news is we have a date.
Okay.
It's next summer.
It's not our wedding.
No.
If you've never tuned
Listened.
in before, we're talking about our kid.
We're already married. Mm-hmm. And we've learned lots through lots of mistakes.
Yep. So this particular series that we're going, it's probably a little unfair that we're calling this a series because it's just marriage topics.
Yeah, that's true.
That really we could be talking about at any stage.
But we're being really specific on things that we would want our boys to know before they get married. Mm-hmm. And 2 weeks ago, we talked about your spouse cannot complete you. Mm-hmm. And then last week, we talked about boundaries.
Yep. So today, we're going to talk about expectations.
Yeah.
And this is good because we within the last couple of years we got trained in some premarital counseling stuff, and this was one of the things that kind of jumped out in that training. And we were able to use this tool, I guess, more or less. And it was like, man, I wish we had kind of talked about this when we were before we got married. So again, this series is like what we wish we would have known before we got married. But at the same time, it's like, man, these are things that we still need to know and work on and really communicate. And I think today, this one, probably more so than anything else at this point that we've talked about, is how the reminder that we change and our preferences change and and our expectations change.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're about to talk about. So like if you are an engaged couple and you're listening to this and you're like, ooh, we need to hear this. We need to know what our expectations are about certain things. And look, these are really practical things, okay? A lot of this is really practical. So you're thinking, oh, we need to know this. You listen, you talk about it, check. We know what our expectations. Guess what? Guess what?
It might change tomorrow.
Guess what? It might change really quickly.
Yeah.
But certainly by the time you've been married for 29 years, it's going to change.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd have a little fun with this instead of just going through this list and being like, oh, who do you think when we got married, who do you think should have been the one that did this? We're going to do it based on like right now, real life time. And we haven't done this.
Yep.
So Heather's going to call out.
Yep. And I made sure before we started, he had that idea. And I was like, okay, but wait, are we telling what we thought right before we got married or right now? And he said, no, right now. So whether you're fixing to get married or you are married, you can still do these things right now. And some of it, I'm sure we're going to be like, we've never talked about that before. And it's a good thing to talk about.
Yeah, it would be probably funny if we did it where we were like, this is what we expected before we got married, but this is where we are now.
That's right.
Do you want to do it?
No. It's going to take too long.
Well, I just think it's important. The reason why I thought is because, yes, this is stuff that we want people that haven't been married yet to talk about, but we're throwing it out there to all these married couples that listen to us every week, and we're saying, you got to have a conversation about this stuff. And like if you don't know your spouse's expectation of these things, there's a chance there's going to be conflict.
That's right.
All right, so let's go. Let's do it.
So if you're Luke and Cameron and you happen to be listening to this, answer out loud. Okay, here we go.
So the way you're going to do this, you're going to say like some sort of a chore or just something very practical that's going to come up in your marriage. And we're going to say on the count of three, we're either going to say, Rusty, Heather, or both.
Okay, we got it.
All right, let's do it.
Ready?
Let's do it. Yep.
So I'll say it, and then I'll say 1, 2, 3. Okay, ready?
Is it on 3? Never mind. People laugh.
Yep.
I mean, people.
Mm-hmm. Okay, ready?
Yep. Let's
Providing income.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Both. All right, good.
Crushed
One
it.
for one.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Auto maintenance. 1, 2, 3.
Rusty.
Now, I can put gas in my own dang car,
Yes.
but I just mean like oil changes.
But some people don't, and
Yeah,
that's
true.
Some females don't,
Yeah.
and that's something I actually think is a big deal that people talk about because that's just one of those things that could completely get overlooked.
Yeah, well, and we had a major argument over this when we were young married because cleaning the car.
Yeah.
Because my dad always washed my car. He washed it. He took it, he washed it, he cleaned it, and I just thought that's what the man did. And that's not something you enjoy, and that's okay. But I didn't think it was okay when we first got married.
Yeah,
because I was like, "What is wrong with you? My car's dirty." It was an expectation that had not been met.
To be real honest, besides that time period when our kids were just messing things up and. Like our stuff stays really, really clean.
Sure.
Like even now everything's clean. Like people would go, "Why don't you clean your cars?" Well, ours don't need it that often.
And my kids knew that when you got out of the car, you took your junk with you.
Yeah.
Like take all your trash.
Right.
No leaving stuff in the car. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Fixing things, like things that are broken around the house. Okay. Like blinds or whatever. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Rusty. Okay. Here we go.
Call the plumber. Just kidding.
Yeah, Rusty, call the person, the Mr. Fix-It.
No, I've gotten a lot better at that, and I enjoy trying.
Yeah, YouTube is.
Yeah, I just don't want. I ain't interested in breaking something.
Okay, here we go.
Need to break.
Now, this one's. I know what you're gonna say, and this one's gonna make me sound like a bad
No,
wife,
it's not.
but we're saying it anyway. Making the bed. 1, 2, 3.
Both.
Rusty.
You just said me. You threw yourself under the bus so bad.
The reason why I said you is because you get out of the bed after I do. And so I was like, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, she makes him make the bed. But to be fair, half the time it just doesn't get made. And that's not one of my, I don't care. Okay. All right, here we go. Sorry.
Okay, count. I don't even know what it is.
Cooking meals.
Okay.
Cooking meals. 1, 2, 3.
Both.
Yeah, because you crush it on the grill.
Yeah, it's fun.
All right, taking out the trash. 1, 2, 3. Rusty.
Oh, we're doing really good at this so far. I think we know our lanes.
Yeah. Okay, ready? Grocery shopping. 1, 2, 3.
Rusty.
I go sometimes.
No, because you do not look at the prices.
I don't.
You literally do not look at the prices.
Well, that's something that's changed because we both did shop, but then you kept saying I spent too much money, so you go on your lunch break sometimes.
And you don't really like to go to the grocery that much.
Well, I used to, but I don't like people looking at me without you there. And I still feel like I have people who...
And I just love people to look at me. I walk up in there going, everybody look at me, I'm in the grocery store. I mean, really, is that a reason to not go to the grocery? I don't want people looking at me.
Some of my unsafe people are there.
Okay,
ready? Caring for a pet. 1, 2, 3.
Both.
Yes. Okay.
You thought it was going. I was going to say
you were
me.
going to say you. I was like, you better give me credit. I love that dog. All right. Scheduling social events. 1, 2, 3. Heather. Yes.
Because that's me. I don't want to go be social.
Okay. Maintaining ties with friends. I mean, that's kind of social events, but no, maintaining ties with friends. Okay, I get it. 1, 2, 3. Heather. We're doing good.
Okay.
Talking about spiritual matters. 1, 2, 3.
Both.
Yeah. Decorating the house. 1, 2, 3.
Rusty.
Heather.
I'm completely kidding. I don't think anybody would think that I was the one decorating this house.
Okay. Making major decisions. Ooh.
Ooh, this is going to be good.
This is going to be good.
Come on, let's do it.
1, 2, 3.
Both.
Yay. But I will say, I hesitated to say both.
And in fact, when you started counting, I was planning to say Rusty.
And then you
And I
changed.
changed it.
Well, because I do. I lean on you.
You do. You defer.
I defer, but I also really appreciate you.
And I do too. I don't want to make all the decisions.
Yeah, but I appreciate you taking me and my thoughts into consideration and listening. But I will say, I probably stood firm on both of us, and you're not going to tell me what to do for a long time.
Oh yeah.
So
this was a massive conflict for us for a long time.
And so if you answered differently, it's okay. Like, talk about it. Okay. Initiating talks about the relationship. 1, 2, 3.
Both.
Okay. Disciplining the children. 1, 2, 3.
Both.
Staying home with children. There's not a category for neither. So if we had to choose, 1, 2, 3. Heather. Yeah.
Because
And
you did stay home for a while.
I was able to. I mean, I worked part-time in those times, but I did stay home.
Yeah.
Paying bill.
Oh, might as well just skip this. You're like, what are bills? Do we have bills? We have to pay for things?
Paying bills and handling finances.
Rusty. Okay,
1,
keep going.
2, 3, rusty. Yard work. Area of confrontation. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Rusty.
Okay, the reason why this one was a hard one is because at one point,
You broke the rules.
I said, you mow the grass and I'll worry about the flower beds.
Now
But
she pays someone
Now I pay
to
somebody to
worry
do
about the flower beds.
Because I can't do it. I just can't do it. Okay. Gassing up the car. We've already talked about that, but 1, 2, 3, both. Laundry. 1, 2, 3, both. Doing the dishes. 1, 2, 3, both. Cleaning the house. 1, 2, 3.
Pay for it. We have a really nice person that comes once a month.
Her, but she comes once a month. But we have
That's
to
right.
we have to straighten, and we both do
But
that.
here's the thing. It's a lot like the car thing.
Yeah.
And I will say, this is because of you, although I don't leave stuff. I mean, I'm very, very conscious of that. And I think it's more of me and the boys have grown up with you saying,
Everything has a home.
everything has a home. And so I try to make sure everything has a home.
It goes to its home.
And so our house, I mean, people will come over sometimes and we'll be like, oh, sorry, this house. And they're like, are you kidding? Is there even anything? Do people live? We've had people say, do people live here?
That's not true.
Yeah. Look, we have cat. We've lived in this house.
Did you just say we have cat?
No, not cat. I didn't finish.
Oh.
Listen. We've lived in this house for 17 years. Wow. There are literally cabinets in this house that have nothing in it.
Yeah.
Like nothing in it. Like most people, when they can't find somewhere, they just go shove it in a cabinet and stuff. We have cabinets they've never had anything in it. There's drawers in this house that have never had anything in them.
It's because I chunk things.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm fully aware that we are called to be marriage counselors, coaching and do this. Like, this is my passion. But if God had not called me this, I would be a professional organizer. I would go into people's houses and say, I need you to leave. And I'm going to organize your house, your
don't
pantry.
Be surprised when there's nothing here.
I'm going to go through your pantry, and if it's expired, it's going in the trash.
Yeah.
We may eat it. And then the closets, oh my gosh.
But I even think
it.
it's funny because people come to our house and they also probably think, do y'all not eat? Because we buy what we
by the week.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not even by the week. It's almost like by the day.
And because you'll go to the grocery store during lunch and cook and say, hey, what do you want for dinner? And get the stuff for that night.
So there's just not like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we're pretty simple.
And when the trash comes, we throw out food.
Throw it all away.
That we were like, we might eat this. Oh, we didn't.
Yep.
And now it's trash. Okay.
All right.
So we only have 2 more.
Okay.
You ready? Maintaining ties with relatives. 1, 2, 3. Heather. Sorry, Susan. Because I have to initiate that a lot.
Yeah, but but the thing is, it's not because I don't care or don't want to. That's just not.
I understand.
I mean, it's not my.
I know.
It's just
and
not
I
my
just said
gifting.
sorry because she's probably like, I wish my son would reach out more, but it's just that's not.
Yeah,
you know,
but I don't. Yeah, I don't reach out a lot to anybody.
Yeah, not just your mom. I'm just saying your mom probably feels it the most.
Oh, sure.
But
I love my parents.
But you don't do that for anybody, you know, unless it's a reminder. Like I have to try to remind you of birthdays and, you know, all the things.
And some of that, and I have to admit, like, it's because those are things that aren't really that important to me.
Like if they forgot your birthday, it really wouldn't be a big.
I'm not putting them on the hit list if
That's right.
forget my birthday.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I try to handle that well, but sometimes I fail. You're welcome. Okay, ready? Planning vacation and holidays. 1, 2, 3. Rusty. Yeah. Now, I do have some say in holidays.
I think the holidays, but like if it's a vacation or something, you're just like,
where are we going?
Where are we going?
Where are we going? Tell me what time to be there and what to pack.
Yep.
So I think.
Was that it?
That's it.
Oh, that was fun. Is there not a second page or anything?
No. I don't think people really care that much about
people are like,
this.
oh, I'm so glad that's over.
Yeah, but I will say that I think that if we had done that test before marriage, and to be fair, the test is this. You say who in your parents,
that's right,
of your parents took care of those things.
Yes.
And then you say, who do you expect? So like on taking out the trash, I would have said, my dad took out the trash and I expect you to do it.
Right.
And then my dad did this or my mom did this and I expect to do it. And so it takes into consideration how you grew up as well.
Yeah.
Which I think is fascinating.
Well, because that does change the game a lot. Because when we got married, you know, that thing about cooking, my dad ain't cooked nothing in his life.
No.
Never.
One thing I love about your mom is when she goes out of town, she leaves meals like labeled.
Eat this on Monday. Eat this on Tuesday.
I love that about her.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, like for you, I'd be like, go to Chick-fil-A. You'll be fine.
But, and then on the flip side, like it wasn't your mom's regular rhythm to cook. I mean, y'all did a lot of, she does cook, but y'all did a lot more eating out than my family did. And so when we got married, that was two very different worlds coming together.
Yeah.
And so that's when we had to kind of say, well, these are our expectations and this is how we're going to do it as a family. Right. And not worry about the fact that, you know, my mom cooks literally almost every single meal, and we can't do that. Like our lifestyle doesn't allow for that,
right?
And so anyway,
and then that was an expectation. Probably, here we go. Because your mom cooked 3 meals every day, and you were used to that. I think I put that expectation on myself,
probably.
And then when I couldn't do it or didn't want to do it, I felt like a failure. Because your mom did it better and I wasn't doing, but that wasn't an expectation that you put on me. That was one I put on myself.
I just think this is one of those things that there's a lot of giving and grace and discussion. Like let's just think about this for a minute. And we've had to just say, this is the way we do it. You don't eat breakfast.
Right.
Never. Like you do not eat breakfast. So you think about the last 29 years of our marriage. How many times have you cooked breakfast?
Not many.
Not many. And I love breakfast. But I don't expect you to get us even on a Saturday morning. Hey, woman, go cook me some breakfast, you know?
Well,
and even our boys kind of have
now,
adapted
when they were
that.
younger, I would, but listen, when they were younger, I would be like, ooh, I'm going to make them pancakes because that's something I would love. But there's salty people like
they wanted
you.
some bacon
and
and
they're
eggs.
like, where's our bacon and eggs? I'm like, I did pancakes. So like, that's a whole nother level, but continue.
Yeah, so even they learn.
Yeah.
Like we cook our own breakfast. I mean, I love it when Logan's home because Logan will be cooking up some breakfast every morning, and I get to eat it. You know, so that's just those are things that you just don't. Those expectations can kill a marriage.
They can. And these are little topics, like who's taking out the trash. But what happens is if you have unmet expectations with who's taking out the trash, it bothers you. And then there's something else, like maybe you're a wife and you didn't expect to have to work because your mom didn't work. But maybe your husband doesn't make as much money as your daddy did, especially starting out, because they don't do that. And so all of a sudden you're like, okay, not only does he not take out the trash, I have to work and I have to bathe the kids. And so then there's bitterness and there's disappointment. And that's what can kill a marriage. It's not just the fact that he doesn't take out the trash. It is that you accept that and don't talk about it. And then the next thing happens, and then the next thing happens, and then you feel like you're doing everything and your spouse is doing nothing, and you're just ticked all the time.
Can I just say this? And this is addressed to engaged couples. This is addressed to newlyweds, and it's also addressed to couples that have been married for a long time. If there's something that your spouse continually does, and again, some of this stuff, you just overlook it, you know. But, and I'm going to give an example. It's okay to just say, hey, that I don't know where you thought that was like an expectation of mine, but I don't really care. Like, don't waste your time with that. Or I don't really like it that way. Now, this is going to sound really, really funny, okay? The toilet seat, all right? I'm going to talk about the toilet seat for just a second, okay? So my whole life, and not even really from my mom, or I have a sister, not even from them. I don't remember them ever saying, oh, put the toilet seat down after you go to the bathroom. But that's just something that we hear as men and boys growing up. It's just, you see it on, like, as jokes and stuff on bathroom walls. People cross stitch, stupid stuff like put the seat down, that kind of thing.
If you sprinkle when you tinkle, be a sweetie and wipe the seat.
Right, but I'm talking specifically about putting the seat down. And so, like, in our mind, our image is, if I don't put the seat down, she's gonna come and fall in the toilet. Like, right. That's what we think.
Yep.
And so I have always put the seat down. Well, I didn't realize that for you don't want, there's two parts to the seat of a toilet. There's, you got the bowl, and then you got the seat part that you actually
girls sit on.
And then you have the lid that
Right.
covers the whole thing up.
Yep.
Well, my thought was, I'm supposed to put it all down. And just like this year, I think.
Oh, it wasn't this year, but it was in the last couple.
Yeah, you were like, hey, thanks, but like if I have to run in here and I need to go to the bathroom really bad, I don't want to take the time. I'm afraid there's going to be an accident on the lid. Don't put the lid down.
It's just an extra step.
Yeah, and so I was like, huh. I mean, I had no idea. I thought I was the greatest husband ever
because
I was putting the toilet seat down. Because you just hear. I mean, you hear it in comedy jokes. You hear it on movies. You hear it when women are talking and they're like, "Oh, my husband always leaving the seat," and I'm like, "Not me. I put that seat down every time."
Well, yes, because you're right, but it was because it almost happened in the middle of the night one time.
Right.
I think it was when I first started having to get up in the night to pee, and I went in there and I just went to sit down, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it was closed," and so I was like, "I really appreciate the fact that you're putting it down, but just put one down, not both of them."
But yeah, stuff like that, again, not a huge deal. But I can promise you, there are people that are listening to this and they're like, oh, we've had some massive fights about stuff like that. Yeah. Like, we've slept in different rooms because of things like this. And so you people that are listening that are younger, you're newlyweds or engaged, you're thinking, oh, that's funny. Just wait.
And it's silly things like the way you turn the toilet paper. Do not write me an email that I'm wrong. But the toilet paper is supposed to come over, not under. And Rusty would put it under. And I'm like, this is when we first got married. And I was like, please put it over, because then you just pull and it just snaps. If you pull it under, it breaks.
It's not supposed to be a mullet.
What?
It's not supposed to be a mullet coming down the back. Yeah.
Okay.
See the
Yeah,
mental
I gotcha.
picture?
Mental
Here's the thing. Like that, never did I think it needs to come.
Yeah, you would just put it on.
I just put it on. I
Right.
don't care which direction the thing's
Well,
going.
and it's also little things like this, and I'm fixing to save somebody's marriage. That's
what we do,
That's
people.
right.
That's
if
what we're
you
here for.
squeeze the toothpaste, if you just squeeze it, and there's just mashes all the way in it, and it bothers your spouse, just buy your spouse their own tube of toothpaste. Like, we have our own tubes now because we have two separate sinks. But back in the day when we first got married, we shared a bathroom, and because I like to push mine up and then roll it at the bottom and then put a hairpin in it so that it doesn't unroll.
Right.
A bobby pin, and it's perfection
But
every
to be
time.
real honest, it's a little bit crazy to think that growing up, we all shared the same tube of toothpaste.
Me, my sister, and my mom all shared the same bathroom.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, even our boys, they have the same bathroom, but they've always had different.
Yeah.
If they start running out of toothpaste, it ain't like they're going over there and reaching for brothers. They're like, go
might
get me
have
another.
germs.
So hey, it's a little bit of extra money. Buy your own toothpaste.
That's
Don't
right.
share toothpaste.
That's right. And what I love,
Definitely don't share toothbrushes.
which is so funny because we kiss.
I'm just kidding. Nobody.
Yeah.
If you're sharing toothbrushes, y'all need to call for marriage coaching because you got some problems.
Exactly. Well, I just know that there's little things, and these were all little things. Gosh, we could tackle big things.
Yeah.
Like, are you going to church every Sunday? Is that an expectation? Because what if your spouse is like, hey, we got in late Saturday night, and if we're late, then we don't have to go to church. It's fine. And one spouse is like, no, we're going, because that's where we get fed, and that's where we get filled, and that's where, so there's bigger issues than who takes out the trash, but you just have to practice on the little things so that talking about the bigger things comes easy.
Yes, and I think that there's some young couples out there that are going, what? What are some of those big things? And we could make a list and we could keep talking, but one thing that I just thought of, and I'm just kind of whetting your appetite for what these bigger things could be that may not seem like that big of a deal, but you may not have ever talked about, do you expect to go to bed together? Is it okay for one spouse to stay in the other room and play video games or watch a football game while because seriously, one of you may have this expectation of, no, we're going to go to bed together every night. And if you don't know that, man, and I will say this, even after 29 years, we have this expectation of, we want to try to go to bed together as best we can every night. Now, we don't go to sleep at the same time. We read, or TV's on sometimes. But even last night, we had a very quick and casual conversation of you saying, hey, I'm going to go ahead and get my shower and get in the bed. Football was on, and you were like, do you want to stay in here and watch it, or are you going to come to bed? It was kind of one of those things where you were just sort of more or less giving me the freedom.
Yep. Because I said, if you want to stay in the den and watch it, then I'll be happy to come in here and read.
That's right.
So I just wanted to be where you were.
Yes.
It didn't matter where.
And so my point in all that is that you're still, these expectations, sometimes they're daily. They're like daily expectations. And so
it's not a one and done.
Yeah, so you just have these conversations as you go along. Because I thought that was perfect. You really, last night, this is a great example of this, because you said, if you would rather watch the football game in the den, I'll come in here with you. But if you just want to get in the bed and turn on the game and watch it from the bed, then I'll go ahead and get ready for bed and go lay down in the bed. And so it was just, all right, we're gonna do the same thing, whatever
Right.
it is. But yeah, I think we just overlook these things, and then because what if you had gone to bed last night and just laid in there going, I can't believe he's in the other room watching TV. You know, why can't he come? We have a TV in here. He could come in here and at least lay beside me.
Yep.
But that was just off the table because we talked
And
about it.
it's okay if you talk about it. I was going to say you're lucky, but really you're not. I'm just saying
I am lucky.
We both like football.
Yeah.
We both like football. There's some ladies that are like, oh my gosh, if I had to sit in there, even with a book, I don't want to listen to football. So it's okay if you say, hey, I really want to go in here and watch Heartland.
Downton Abbey. And so I would say, okay, you go in there. I'll be fine in here. I'll just watch the wall for a minute. and when I'm done watching the wall, I'll come in there with you.
That's so mean.
No, but we've had that discussion before where you're like, hey, I'd really like to watch this show of mine. And you know I don't like the show. And so I'm like, it's fine. I'll stay in here and I'll watch a ball game.
Communicating about it. And it's okay to do that as long as you can communicate. And if your spouse says, fine, go watch that, that's not okay.
Yeah.
They don't really want you to.
And I'm about to change everybody's life right here. Guys, I just bashed on Downton Abbey, but let me tell you what I did 2 nights ago.
Go ahead and brag on yourself.
I'm bragging on myself.
Should I brag on you?
No, but you asked me during the day. And see, once again, it was you sent me a text during the day and said, hey, how much do you love me? And it scared the doo-doo out of me. And I was like, what do we got to do now? What do I have to do? And you said, can we go see Downton Abbey, go get sushi, and you needed some new running shoes.
Yep.
And I was like, I really didn't even have to think about it. I was like, sure. And you went, wait a second. Did you overlook the Downton Abbey thing? I was like, nope, let's go. So I went. Had no idea what was happening.
He's
in that
never
movie.
seen one episode.
Never seen it. Well, yeah. So, but I went, and I was like, know where I'd rather be because that's where you are.
Yeah.
And we had a great time.
Thanks, babe.
So, okay, we should. Man, how did we make that?
I don't know. I thought it was gonna.
I think it's because we just had fun.
Yep.
All right.
Expectations. Talk about them.
Talk about them all the time. Don't ever stop talking about expectations. All right. We're going to see you guys next time. Thanks for listening.
Peace.
Peace.